Hey there, book dragons. Welcome back to my channel. It is time for a book tag. Let's go. So today I am doing the last 10 books book tag. And I was tagged in this by Ariel from Reading and Whatnot. She's got a great channel. I will tag her below so that you get to check her out. The original creator of this tag was Mark Nash, and I will leave a link to his channel as well in the description below so that you can check him out. And I'm really excited to do this tag. It was really quite fun to watch being done, and I thought, well, why not? I'll accept that tag and I'll do it, and I'll enjoy the heck out of it. So here we go. Let's start with question number 1. Spectacles are on. Ready? Here we go. The last book that you didn't finish. Well, the last book I didn't finish was Cloud Atlas. And I was kind of bummed about this, to be honest, because I loved the movie. The movie was really fantastic. Now, it's a 3-hour movie, so you gotta be prepared to either sit through it or take an intermission or something. So yeah, it's a long movie, but it is so good. And I'm a sucker for Tom Hanks. I'll watch almost any movie that he's in. In fact, I think I've watched every movie he's been in with the exception of one. Just, it's a great movie. I highly recommend it. But the book, not so much. Yeah, no, I DNF'd it after the first couple of sections. It's broken up into sections that follow different characters through different epochs of time, and it's just really convoluted and honestly kind of boring. I'm like, hey, I'm done. The last book you reread is question number 2, and there were actually 2 of them, but technically the last one I reread was Dune. Now last year I did 2 rereads. One was Ocean at the End of the Lane and one was Dune, but Dune was the most recent one, so I guess I'll go with that. Question number 3 is the last book you bought, and that would be Lock and Key, the Master Edition, Volume 1. I've been really excited to read the Lock and Key graphic novels since I'm a huge fan of the show. And so Lock and Key was my last purchase. Question number 4 is the last book you said that you read but didn't. I don't do this, folks. If I read it, I read it. If I didn't, I didn't. And I will not lie to you. So, yeah, I don't say I read a book if I didn't. You can always count on me to be honest with you, my lovely and adoring audience. Question number 5. The last book you wrote in the margins of. Yeah, I don't do this either. I don't write in the margins. I may have written in one of my textbooks in college way back in the day. Yeah, way back in the day, folks. It's been a few years. So I may have written in some of those, but they're textbooks, so I don't really care. I probably should. Maybe, well, no, textbooks are meant to be written in, right? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't write in my books. Number 6 is the last book that you had signed. And this one makes me kind of sad, guys. The last book I had signed, personally signed actually, was Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I got to see Patrick Rothfuss in person at Changing Hands Bookstore in Tempe, Arizona. He did a reading and then he stayed around to sign books afterward, and so I got my copy of Name of the Wind signed. And you may notice that I seem kind of sad about that, and that is because of my answer to the next question. Question number 7 is the last book you lost. So, I lost the name of the wind. Well, no, I technically didn't lose it. Well, I kind of did. I made the mistake of loaning my signed copy of Name of the Wind to a former co-worker. And after they became a former co-worker, I never saw my book again. Yeah, that was a real bummer. And that won't happen again. If I ever lend a book out again, it will not be a signed copy. C'est la vie. It happens. Who knows? Maybe once the world gets mostly back to normal, I'll be able to meet Patrick Rothfuss again and get him to sign some more books. But yeah, I was very sad to have lost track of that book. Question number 8. The last book you had to replace. And that was Ocean at the End of the Lane. I had an original copy of Ocean at the End of the Lane, even had the deckled edges and everything like that, an original little hardcover of it. And that was another situation where I loaned it to someone to read, and they put it in their backpack, and it more or less got destroyed, and I was never the same again. I think I still have my copy of it. Did I keep that? I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't keep it. I don't know, because it was destroyed. It was just such a sad deal, and so I ended up having to buy the book again. I just bought a little paperback of it because I knew eventually I'd buy an illustrated edition, which I did. I bought an illustrated copy of it too, so I have 2 copies. But I have my paperback reading copy, and it's my favorite book of all time, so I'll have multiple copies of it. It's really okay. And but yeah, I was really bummed that happened to my copy of Ocean at the End of the Lane. Question number 9. The last book you had an argument over. I don't argue over books, really. I did have a mild disagreement, a friendly disagreement, I should say. When I was on vacation, I did a live stream with a friend of mine, and we had differing opinions over the end of Death on the Nile. And that's okay. Like I said, it was a friendly disagreement. She didn't care for the way it ended. I liked the ending, but we didn't argue over it. You argue over a book. I kind of think that's pointless, but whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of laid back too. I don't really get into arguments, at least not over books. There's more important things that I might have an argument about. But yeah, so. And the last question we are getting to now is number 10. The last book you couldn't get a hold of. And I honestly don't know. I don't remember a book that I couldn't get a hold of. We live in a world where you can pretty much get anything if you find the right place to get it. So I've never really had a problem finding a book. There's some illustrated editions that are pretty scarce that I would like to have, but they're really hard to come by and way too much money. But yeah, I've never had a problem getting a hold of a book, really. So yeah, and that's it, guys. That's the end of this tag. Oh, and I forgot to tag some people. So here's who I'm going to tag. I'm going to tag Andrew over at Andrew's Wizardly Reads. I am going to tag Kris at Kris Reviews. And I am going to tag Bryce over at ShelfCentered. And there you go. You have officially been tagged. And if you're watching this and you have a channel and you would like to do this tag, you're tagged as well. So have at it. But those are the 3 people that I'm officially and technically tagging. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of this tag. And make sure that you are reading more books, guys. I'll talk to you soon.